guys, today's question is about a sore throat and how do I tell if I need antibiotics for my sore throat, or is this just allergies, or is it a virus? So sore throats, there are a lot of tips or hints that can lead us to kind of figure out if this is a bacterial infection or not. So let's start at the top with allergies. Usually with allergies, you may have a sore throat. You're probably going to feel drainage in your throat. You may have sneezing, runny nose, coughing, itchy, watery eyes. There's usually no fever with allergies. You probably aren't going to notice a lot of swelling or pain in your lymph nodes in your neck there. And allergies, if you think it's allergies, try an antihistamine like a Claritin or Zyrtec or Allegra, one of those, and see if it doesn't take away your symptoms. For a strep throat, typically you'll run a fever. Usually there is not a cough with strep throat. Usually it's a pretty painful throat, worse with swallowing. Usually you'll have a headache, maybe even body aches. Kids will get sick to their stomach. They might even throw up with strep. And usually swollen, painful lymph nodes in the neck here. If you look in the back of the throat, you might see some exudate, or let's call it white stuff. That doesn't mean that it's strep if you have the exudate. There are viruses like mono, for example, that can cause the exudate. So that doesn't mean that it is strep throat, but you can definitely see that with strep. And strep just kind of starts as a sore throat and it just doesn't change. The sore throat doesn't go away. With a virus, there are several viruses that cause sore throats. So a lot of times you'll get the sore throat first, and then over the next 12, 24, 36 hours, the sore throat gets better, it goes away. And then you have more of the respiratory, coughing, sneezing. Those symptoms come on later in the virus. You can have swollen lymph nodes with a viral sore throat. You can have fever also. You may or may not have a fever with that kind of a virus. And I think those are the main points I wanted to cover. This is why we do have strep tests in the office usually. Rapid strep tests, they're not perfect, but they do catch a lot of streps. We want to get you on antibiotics if you have strep, because if we don't, it's going to take longer to get better, number one, and if we don't treat the strep, it may make it more likely for you to have some complications that involve your kidneys. So you don't want to ignore it if it is strep throat. And if that rapid strep is negative, we will send off a culture to the lab and they will just make sure that it's not some other bacterial infection or that the strep test wasn't wrong. That does happen on occasion. So to summarize, your sore throat could be a virus, it could be allergies, it could be strep. We're looking for fever, we're looking to see what it looks like on exam, and we want to know what other symptoms are going along with it. Definitely if you have a sore throat with a fever, I wouldn't ignore it. I would get it checked out. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Thanks, guys.